Hey everyone, Dan Reichert here with Game Informer. We are on our cover trip for Borderlands 2 in Plano, Texas. Here with Jeff Marchiafava, looking very in his element. It's a nice, cool, like 72 degrees right now in Texas.
No, it's like the temperature of the sun.
It's pleasant. We're by the pool. So yeah, basically we're here to check out Borderlands 2, and actually, as of this filming, we have not seen anything of it. We were both really big fans of Borderlands, probably a couple of the biggest fans in the office. I reviewed it. I gave it a 9.25 back when it came out. I think you were second opinion, and you were
9.5.
9.5, yes. We both liked it quite a bit. What do you think the elements were that made it so different and so enjoyable? Like, I mean, especially like on replay value. Like, I put a ton of hours into it. I'm sure you did too. What do you think made that game conducive to that?
Well, it had a lot of guns, Dan.
It did have a lot of guns. What was the talking point? They said like what, 15 million guns or something?
Yeah, something absolutely absurd. But I think it's that basic idea of you always get a new gun like every 20 minutes and just checking it out, seeing how it works compared to the other ones. It's that constant grabbing of loot.
Yeah, and it was interesting too because the way the guns were mix and match, just kind of that randomized, just the different. It wasn't strictly a stats thing, because like I would be like level 46 and I would have these guns that do just crazy damage and everything, but then I still found myself using this like level 18 caustic rocket launcher, and like stat-wise it should have been terrible, but it shot like 3 acid rockets out. It would hit anything and just eat away their health, and I used that. I mean, I think if I loaded up my game right now, that would still be my main one. Were you that way, or did you just keep going with the higher level guns?
Yeah, I think I had like a SMG that would shoot, you know, flaming bullets or whatever that would do 4 times damage, whatever. There's definitely, whenever you found a gun, like first you would look at the stats and then you'd pick it up and shoot it to actually see what it did, and I think that was always really addictive.
You would get to those points though where you'd kill something and like, you know, you'd have a huge fight and there'd just be 8,000 things on the ground shining. You'd pick it all up and it's like, oh, I've got 14 of this pistol that's like 20 levels below me that I'm not going to use.
Yeah.
Did you have a certain class of gun, like sniper or rocket launcher, that you gravitated towards?
I think I used SMG most because I could regenerate ammo for it, which is
Oh, was that just like
helpful.
a perk you had or something? Like
yeah,
the skill tree? Or?
Yeah, I think so.
And it was just strictly SMGs?
Yeah, and I think I had like a pistol and a shotgun that would regenerate ammo too, but those were specific to the actual guns.
Who was your choice for character?
I used Lilith.
Lilith, okay.
I liked her. She could turn invisible. Yeah.
Yeah, the phase thing. Yeah, I played with all the characters at least long enough to get like the character-based achievements, but the one I stuck with for like my main stuff was Mordecai for sure. He had that hawk ability, and like you could add on lightning or fire or whatever to it, and he'd just swoop around. I thought he was awesome. Brick was the big guy.
Yeah.
He was okay at that berserker skill, but I mean, if you had a bunch of, you know, Mothrak was the boss. What were the actual, just the flying things, like the standard flying guys?
I think they were just racks.
Just racks? Yeah. It's pretty useless against that, but...
Jeff Cork always used Brick, which seemed very fitting for him for some reason.
I can see that.
I could imagine him going around the office just punching people.
Yeah, I can see that.
Screaming.
So Lilith's thing, the phase, that was... So it would make you go super fast, and then would you
You were invisible and invincible, I think, but really the most useful part was that you were just super fast when you did it. So I could like get across the environments. There was so many times in that game where you'd end up like in a desert wasteland and you'd kill everyone and then you want to go somewhere else, and on foot it would take quite a while. So
I can see that helping a lot. Well, and with the vehicles that it had, like in the original game, you basically just had that buggy. I think, was there just like 2 kinds of buggies? I remember not being a lot of variety. There's that main like 4-wheeler thing that I used a lot that had the one gun in the back. But I think, were the rest of the vehicles in those expansion packs? I think they were.
I think they added, yeah, the larger like tank one that shot missiles or something. I think got added. Like,
yeah, there's one that had like a turret on the back that would shoot out several missiles and they'd all home in on something. I think that was General Knox had a really cool vehicle. It was fairly fast and it also had some good artillery. That's kind of something I definitely would hope for in Borderlands 2, is a little more variety in the vehicles. What about in terms of just co-op? I know personally I thought that was one of the best first examples of really seamless drop in, drop out. Like I can have my own world here and people can come in with their own level and stuff and not disrupt my world that much, and when they leave I can keep enjoying myself.
And they could also gain XP and like pick up their own weapons and stuff
Yeah.
and take it out with them. So they weren't just adding to your game, which was nice too.
You would definitely want to make sure they were somewhat near your level, though, because like if you get to the first boss when you're like level 7 or something, you bring in a level 50 guy
And you just
one shot.
shoot constantly, and just think this is so stupid. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not contributing at all.
Yeah. So
But at least you could level up faster that way.
yeah. But I mean, the other situation is if you bring in your friend that's super leveled up and you want to experience these boss fights for the first time, and he's way past it, and he puts 2 rounds into that Bonesaw guy or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I feel like I didn't experience that boss
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, I played a lot with Joe or Cork and Brian and one of Brian's friends, and we had like a regular night for quite a while where we'd just get together and play every week, and we were all sort of around the same level, and that's, I think, definitely the optimal way to play it.
Did you feel with their DLC strategy? Do you think they did it right? Because they were very different. It wasn't like if you remember like with Fallout 3, it was kind of like, well, here's more missions in a different area. Here's more missions in a different area. This one, it was weird. Like Dr. Ned, the Zombie Island, was pretty straightforward kind of action, and then the Mad Moxie thing was just basically kind of horde mode. They were all very different. Did you like the way they did that?
I did. I think the Mad Moxie one was kind of iffy for me just because you didn't really get any loot. And they had said that going into it, that they wanted it to really be about the challenge for over-leveled players. But other than that, I think they really listened to what their fans were asking for, and they tried to give that in the different DLC packs while making them each different. And I mean, I played them all and really enjoyed all of them.
I think my favorite was General Knox because it felt like it was kind of a mission-based extension. It wasn't just like this super action thing of the Zombie Island. It wasn't just this horde mode. Like General Knox actually added like this new enemy, these new areas, these new vehicles. It upped the level cap. I thought that was definitely my favorite of all the expansion
Yeah,
packs.
it also fulfilled like the empty promise that we had of like trying to attain that vault in the core game, where like it just never was there when you finally got to the end. And at least you had, like, I think when you finally beat the General Knox, like the room that you end up opening just has a ridiculous amount of treasure chests that you go through and grab a bunch of loot and stuff. So
Well, I remember when I played through the main game, there's this part where there's this table and you can see one of those QR codes on it, and I thought, okay, that's got to be some Easter egg or something here, but like at the time I had no idea. Like I didn't know if you downloaded an app, I didn't know how you actually access that information, and apparently you saw the same thing, but you actually followed through and looked it up. What did you find there?
I did it in the stupidest way possible because I didn't have a phone either that you could actually like take a picture and have it look it up on the internet, and I also had an SD TV at that point, so I took a picture of it, but it was too fuzzy to actually use.
Like
so
with a digital camera?
I think I took it on my cell phone and then copied the picture over my computer, but it was too fuzzy, so I had to go in like MS Paint and like blow it up as large as I could and just try and fill in the squares correctly, and it ended up just saying the name of one of the programmers at Gearbox. It was just like one of the most disappointing Easter eggs that I'd ever found.
No message or anything? It was just...
It said like woohoo or something, which was like his catchphrase, I guess, or something.
Huh.
And so I wrote a blog post about it that was kind of sarcastic, and he actually ended up emailing me, and we met up in the game, and he gave me a bunch of guns to try and make up for it. So it ended up being pretty cool. But
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to what we're going to see. We're visiting the studio tomorrow. Again, we don't really know what to expect, but I think we're both really excited about it.
I think it'll probably have more guns in it.
It's going to have a lot of guns in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to getting out of the sun, too.
Let's hang out. I got a basketball court right there. We can play.
Is it in the shade?
No, it's actually closer to the sun. The sun's over there.
Okay.
Come on!
I want to throw you in that pool so bad.